Good afternoon, one and all. The previous lecture, we have started with number 4, that is sensors used in the different application area. That we have already discussed the unit content of that area. After that, we have completed one of the points, or one sensor is in the form of application like occupancy and types of sensors are occupancy and motion detector. These are types of sensor आप पढ़ेंगे. Which types of sensor are used for occupancy and motion detector? Okay. Different types of like ultrasonic sensor is there, microwave sensor is there, piezoelectric sensor is there. Different types of sensor we have discussed. Which types of sensor is used for measurement of occupancy? What is occupancy? Or occupancy, as I have told that occupancy is nothing but presence of object, right? No, whether that monitored area object it is present or not, that is presence of object, and motion detector or it may be movement, whether there is a movement of that object or stimulus that can be sensed by using a motion detector or movement sensor. And occupancy in that monitored area, that sensor it will detect presence of that body or presence of that equipment. So that means we have discussed, suppose this is used for security application. The security applications are used in that security application. If you are using ultrasonic wave or it may be laser type of wave sensor, like we are passing some rays. Here it is rays transmitter, rays receiver is here, rays transmitter, rays receiver. Okay, so at that situation it will work on false positive principle, right? So continuously rays transmitted by transmitter, it can be received by the receiver continuously. That means it will give output. Always it should be present output, that means transmitter transmit signal, that signal it can be received by the receiver. If any one of the object it will becomes due to that presence of object, there is an interruption of receiving base. Receiving base interruption will that the signal obtained it will be obtained as a 0. Situation it will say that there is a presence of object. It is the object present side. So it means it is called as occupancy type of sensor. It is used for security application or different types of application, home system, that domestic application is there, in industry, process industry. So to detect presence of object which is fitted to any one of the car or it will be any one of the vehicle, so it will detect that presence of object. It is nothing but occupancy. And motion detector, it will detect the motion. There is some of the motion. If there is a movement is there, without any movement, it will not give a signal. Right? So काय करेल movement झाली तर सिग्नल देईल. याचं काय आहे कंटिन्युअस सिग्नल असेल presence of object झालं की सिग्नल काय होईल डिस्टर्ब होईल किंवा इंटरप्ट होईल that means it is the false positive principle false positive false meaning काय होतं सिग्नल इंटरप्ट झाला किंवा आपण फेल झाला रिसीव्हर न येणारा सिग्नल काय केला फेल केला तर सिग्नल मिळाला नाही but false positive principle so if false positive principle or object it will be comes in between that at that situation signal the meaning of that occupancy sensor always there is a output it should be present त्याचा आउटपुट always present असेल ऑब्जेक्ट आला त्या मॉनिटर एरिया मध्ये तो सिग्नल जो रिसीव्हरला मिळणार आहे तो इंटरप्ट राइट सो इंटरप्ट आला म्हणजे सिग्नल रिसीव्हरला मिळालेला नाहीये सिग्नल येणारा रिसीव्ह होणारा सिग्नल काय झाला फॉल्स बरोबर सो इट इज नथिंग बट फॉल्स पॉझिटिव्ह अँड occupancy it will detect the presence of object in that monitored area जो monitored area असेल त्याच्यामध्ये ऑब्जेक्ट प्रेझेंट आहे की नाहीये इट विल डिटेक्ट ओके अँड मोशन डिटेक्टर सो मोशन डिटेक्टर if there is a movement of object then and then only that type of sensor it will give out so it is nothing but motion detector right now see next one type of sensor it is nothing but position type of sensor displacement type of sensor and level type of sensor so again position type of sensor it is used to detect the position or it may be presence displacement it will detect the whether there is a displacement of that object or it may be stimulus then it will give some of the output and level okay suppose we are using it for level detection of level tank or detect the tank level at that situation we are using level type of sensor okay so see in case of position it will detect the position or it may be presence okay suppose we are using that type of position type of sensor in process industry process industry मध्ये आपण काय करतोय एखादा सेन्सर यूज करतोय पोझिशन डिटेक्ट करणारा so this sensor position detector sensor or it may be position transducer in that position transducer it will be works there is one of the reference position is there or along with that reference position right suppose we are using any one of the part or we are any one of the part of vehicle it will be traveling from process industry मधून एखादा पार्ट काय होतं ट्रॅव्हल होतं इंजिन पार्ट असेल or it may be एखाद्या व्हेइकलचा कुठलाही पार्ट असेल बरोबर आणि जिथं मशीन किंवा जिथं व्हेइकल मेड होते ते पार्ट काय होणार मूव्ह देणार बरोबर at that situation sensor it will be detect position of that sensor position of that object with refer to that reference position म्हणजे जिथे यायला पाहिजे त्या पोझिशनला आला की ते काय करेल डिटेक्ट करेल की हा ऑब्जेक्ट त्या पोझिशनला आलेला आहे सो आफ्टर दॅट next mechanism it can be done like screw tightening or it may be any other or that binding of that equipment जो काय ऑब्जेक्ट आहे तो त्या व्हेइकलला बाइंड करण्याचं किंवा त्याचं स्क्रू टाइट होण्याचं मेकॅनिझम काय होईल स्टार्ट that means it will detect position with reference position or with consider there is one of the reference position एक reference position दिलेली असेल and along with that reference position it will detect whether that object is exact that position or not then other mechanism it will be start जर तो position ला नसेल तर other mechanism काय असेल stop असेल जर तो exact position ला आला जे काय other mechanism असेल controlling mechanism screw tightening mechanism this mechanism it will be start right so that means and displacement so displacement type of sensor it will detect displacement it is present or not so for measurement of displacement or displacement of that object is nothing but it will detect initial position of that object त्याची initial position माहित पाहिजे ऑब्जेक्ट ची बरोबर and after that final position then it will say the displacement okay with reference to previous point and final point त्याच्यामध्ये काय होईल displacement होईल so this displacement it can be detected by displacement sensor so there are different types of position displacement and level sensor some of the based on working principle that we have already discussed in the second unit, like some of the resistive sensor, some of the capacitive sensor, like piezoresistive sensor, potentiometric type of sensor, then some piezo electric type of sensor. So these types of sensor it can be used for detection of position and displacement. Okay, so we will see one by one. See, the position sensor, it will measure the distance to the object from a certain reference. So position sensor, there is one of the certain reference point is there. Okay, certain reference point is there. Along with that reference point, it will measure the distance between that object from that reference. त्या reference point पासून त्याचे जे काय फिक्स पॉइंट आहे तिथपर्यंतचं रेफरन्स डिस्टन्स मेजर करेल. That means it will detect the position of that object. Object ची position काय करेल? Detect करेल. Similarly, in case of displacement type of sensor, displacement sensor regardless to that of reference position, याची position sensor ची एक reference point fix असेल. But in case of displacement type of sensor, it will measure when the object is referred to its own prior position, its prior position, rather than to an external reference or pattern. Okay, external reference सोडून position sensor external reference, along with that reference, external reference, it will detect or it will measure the distance between that with reference point. एखाद्या reference point पासून जे काही distance आहे त्या distance मध्ये आला की ते काय करेल, it will measure that distance and it will detect the position. But in case of displacement, what is the prior position of that object? Okay, instead of reference point, it will measure the object it is referred to its own prior position. त्याच्या prior position ला रेफर केला जाईल आणि त्याची डिस्प्लेसमेंट किती झाली किंवा ते डिस्प्लेसमेंट काय केलं जाईल मेजर केलं. राइट, सो इट विल डिटेक्ट डिस्प्लेसमेंट from its prior position and it will also detect distance from its reference. याचं फिक्स रेफरन्स पॉइंट पासून डिस्टन्स काय म्हणजे ते पोझिशन डिटेक्ट करेल आणि याचं ओन पोझिशन किंवा प्रियर पोझिशन पासून डिस्टन्स काय, इट इज नथिंग बट डिस्प्लेसमेंट. राइट, सी suppose any one of the sensor it is used to detect the displacement or it may be position. Suppose here it is one of the reference position, एक reference position आहे. Okay, so from that reference position, what is the distance between that object distance between that object from reference position, it will be detected by position type of sensor. त्याला एक reference point असेल. So along with reference point or it may be as compared to that of reference point, what is the distance between that object from reference point, it will be detected by position type of sensor. Position type of sensor. And displacement is nothing but there is a no reference position. What is the prior position of that object? Suppose prior position of that object is nothing but at A position. This object it will be moved from A to B. हे कुठलं डिस्टन्स मेजर करेल from its prior position to its final position. So this is nothing but displacement and this is measured by using a displacement type of sensor. So there is no difference between position type of sensor and displacement type of sensor regardless to that of reference point. फक्त याच्यामध्ये reference point चा difference आहे. There is only difference between position and displacement type of sensor is that reference point. So displacement type of sensor साठी reference point कोणता असेल, त्याची previous position, right? आणि याचा जो काय रेफरन्स पॉइंट असेल पोझिशन टाइप ऑफ सेन्सरचा रेफरन्स पॉइंट हा फिक्स असेल. राइट, इट इज नथिंग बट a fixed point. So see, the position sensor measures the distance to the object from a certain reference point or from a provided reference point, and displacement type of sensor, it will detect the shift from object or shift the object from its previous position, or it may be selected position, or within that predetermined system coordinates. Okay, त्याची क्लियर पोझिशन काय आहे, त्या पोझिशन पासून तो काहीतरी डिस्प्लेस झाला, इट विल बी डिटेक्टेड बाय डिस्प्लेसमेंट टाइप ऑफ सेन्सर, राइट? डिस्प्लेसमेंट टाइप ऑफ सेन्सर. सी, जर एखाद्याची पोझिशन डिटेक्ट करायची असेल, पोझिशन डिटेक्ट करायचे, याच्यासाठी एखादा रेफरन्स पॉइंट घ्यावा लागेल. जसं मी सांगितलं, इन केस ऑफ प्रोसेस इंडस्ट्री एखादा इक्विपमेंट किंवा एखादा ऑब्जेक्ट हे तुम्हाला एखाद्या व्हेइकलला फिट करायचं, बरोबर? सो एखादा सेन्सर यूज केलेला टू डिटेक्ट द पोझिशन, त्याची रेफरन्स पोझिशन आहे, फिक्स आहे. रेफरन्स पोझिशन काय आहे? फिक्स आहे. सो इफ दिस ऑब्जेक्ट, it is, what is the distance provided between that transducer or it will be sensor and the reference point? If object, it will become here, and distance from that object and reference point, if it is measured by that sensor, then next mechanism it will be started, that means it is position detected. This position का detected. Okay, and displacement is nothing but whether this object is displaced from its previous position, त्याच्या पहिल्या पोझिशन पासून ऑब्जेक्ट काय झाला, काहीतरी डिस्प्लेस झाला. डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज नथिंग बट मूवमेंट किंवा डिस्टन्स, काही डिस्टन्स वरती मूव झाला. सपोज इनिशियली दिस ऑब्जेक्ट इट इज ऑन पोझिशन ए, जसा हा सेन्सर आता मूव करतोय आपली डिस्प्लेसमेंट, राइट? सो इफ इट इज ॲट पोझिशन ए, then there is a movement between this object in that monitored area from A to B. A पासून B पर्यंत काय झाली, त्याची मूवमेंट झाली. So this distance measured is nothing but displacement, and this is measured by using displacement type of sensor. And here it is position, it can be detected by position type of sensor. Here, regardless of the reference, म्हणजे reference सोडून किंवा if we are not considering reference, measurement of displacement and position type of sensor are closely related. बरोबर? दोन्ही टाइपचे सेन्सर काय करतात, डिस्टन्स मेजर करतात, फक्त रिगार्डलेस टू दॅट ऑफ रेफरन्स पॉइंट. याचा रेफरन्स पॉइंट फिक्स आहे, त्याचा रेफरन्स पॉइंट त्या ऑब्जेक्टची प्रियर पोझिशन असते, बरोबर? ओनली डिफरन्स इज दॅट देयर इज अ reference. So at regardless of the reference, measurement of displacement and position are closely related, and thus many sensor designed for the position can be used for measurement of displacement. So फक्त position चा difference आहे, reference position चा. So while designing sensor, many of the sensor which is designed to detect the position, which is used to detect the displacement also. ते सेन्सर डिस्प्लेसमेंट डिटेक्ट करण्यासाठी पण यूज करतात, बरोबर? ओके, ओनली डिफरन्स इज दॅट रेफरन्स पोझिशन. सिमिलरली याची जर रेफरन्स पोझिशन फिक्स असेल, पोझिशन सेन्सर डिझाइन करताना आज जर आपण इनिशियल पोझिशन काय असेल त्या ऑब्जेक्टची सेन्स करण्यासाठी डिझाइन केला. सो बोथ सेन्सर, बोथ पोझिशन अँड डिस्प्लेसमेंट टाइप ऑफ सेन्सर व्हिच इज युज्ड फॉर द सेम ऍप्लिकेशन. म्हणजे पोझिशन सेन्सर पण यूज करू शकतो टू मेजर द डिस्प्लेसमेंट, as well as displacement sensor, it is also used to measure the position or to detect the position. Okay, only difference is that only of reference displacement or reference point displacement. Reference कोणता घ्यायचा तेवढाच डिफरन्स असेल. ओके, पोझिशन सेन्सर साठी रेफरन्स पॉइंट फिक्स असेल, ते काय करते, रेफरन्स पॉइंट पासून ऑब्जेक्टचे डिस्टन्स मेजर करते, बरोबर? तो पोझिशन सेन्सर मेजर डिस्टन्स to the object from its certain reference. Reference point पासून ते ऑब्जेक्टचे काय करते, डिस्टन्स मेजर करते, बरोबर? And again displacement sensor, it is also measures shift of an object from one position to the another for a specific distance or length. एका पोझिशन पासून दुसऱ्या पोझिशन पर्यंत त्या ऑब्जेक्टचं शिफ्टिंग झालं, म्हणजे मूवमेंट झाली. इट इज आल्सो डिस्टन्स, and it is also measured by using displacement type of sensor. So only difference is that reference position. So position sensor it is also used to measure the displacement, or displacement sensor it is also used to measure the position, right? So it is only a little bit difference is there. Now the proximity detector indicate when a critical distance is reached, and this detector may be responsive to either live or inanimate object. Okay. Again, proximity type of sensor, it will detect when it will indicate when the critical distance. Okay. So see, suppose any one of the sensor it can be used to measure the distance, and if that object it will be reached to critical distance. Critical distance लक्षात येते का? So एखाद्या प्रोसेस इंडस्ट्री मध्ये एखादा ऑब्जेक्ट आहे, it will be moving from the process industry standpoint होतोय, and if this sensor it can be fitted to detect the position or to detect the displacement. त्याची displacement measure करण्यासाठी यूज केले. Due to some of the other mechanism, this object reaches to its critical distance. त्याच्या critical distance ला काय झाला तो ऑब्जेक्ट रीच झाला. critical distance म्हणजे काय? इथं इंडस्ट्रीचा बेल्ट असेल, त्याचा एंड होत असेल, बरोबर, ते तो ऑब्जेक्ट फॉल होण्याचे चान्सेस आहे. दॅट मीन्स समवॉट डिस्टन्स जे काय प्रोव्हाइड केलेलं आहे, critical distance, if it reaches to critical distance, at that situation we are using proximity type of detector. So this detector may be responsive for live or inanimate object. So live organism, human body detection, if it is reaches to the critical distance, म्हणजे एखादा काय म्हणतो आपण रेड झोनचा एरिया आहे, बरोबर. if any one of the area monitor area having a red zone किंवा बाउंड्री लाईन आहे, तिथपर्यंत एखादा लिव्हिंग ऑर्गॅनिझम, प्राणी असेल, माणूस असेल, कोणतरी गेला, लाईव्ह ऑर्गॅनिझम साठी आपण यूज करतोय. if it will be reaches to the critical distance and तिथं डॅमेज होण्याचं किंवा शॉक लागण्याचं काही कारण असेल, बरोबर. so at that situation we are using, and at that situation it will give the response for that live and inanimate object. Okay, so at that situation we are using the proximity type of detector. Okay, see, displacement type of sensor, these types of sensor is essentially one part of some complex system. Displacement sensor or maybe position sensor, जसं मी process industry सांगतोय, process industry it is nothing but it is a big system, right? And in that big system, displacement type of sensor it is part of that complex system. Complex system चा एक काय असेल, part असेल. Okay, so sensor where detection and judging of shifting of sensing component is one of the several steps in the signal transfer. Okay, so at that situation, in that signal processing or it may be complex industry, this is one of the part of that system, and here we are using to measure the displacement or to measure the position. त्याची position measure करण्यासाठी किंवा त्याची displacement measure करण्यासाठी आपण काय करतो, use करतो. Whether this object it is shifting from that object or not, what is their position, and now where it is. Okay, so for example is given here. In that, if we are consider one of the special types of sensor, that is pressure sensor, where variable pressure is the input of that sensor, right? Pressure type of sensor, what is the stimulus or it may be input? The sensor से input क्या है? Pressure असेल ना? So that is variable pressure. Either it may be air pressure, either it may be water pressure, or it may be any type of pressure. So this pressure it is nothing but one of the input of that sensor. So in that variable air pressure, this air pressure it can be translated into a displacement of membrane. जैसे का air pressure आहे, this air pressure it can be translated or it is converted into a distance. The distance मध्ये convert केलं जाईल. and once it is converted into a distance, subsequently this displacement is converted into an electric output signal. Okay, ते electric output signal मध्ये convert केलं. Okay, so we are seeing some of the types of sensor at that situation you will understand. See, this is one type of sensor is there, pressure sensor. Here figure it can be given. So in that pressure sensor, there is one of the flexible membrane is there. Okay, a flexible membrane आहे. ते काय flexible आहे. If we are applying some of the pressure at that situation, this flexible membrane it will be shift. ते काय करेल त्याची position shift करेल. Right? So see, actual position of this dotted line it will be shown that the actual position. And if we are applying the pressure, त्याला काहीतरी pressure apply केलं, any air pressure किंवा आपण finger tip ना pressure apply केलं, at that situation there is a change in pressure or it will be variable pressure it is applied. So pH plus delta, that means there is some change in pressure, initial pressure pH, and small change in pressure is nothing but delta change in pressure. At that situation, distance of that chamber it will be changes. The chamber चं काय होतं, distance change होईल, बरोबर. बघा, initially this is the distance, and when the pressure get applied at that situation, distance it will be changes, and if distance it will be changes, it is converted into an electric output. So here some of the conductive strip it can be connected. इथे एखादी conductive strip connect केली असेल, displacement sensor it will displace some of the displacement of that membrane. Membraneचं displacement किंवा distance काय करेल, measure करेल. If there is a change in displacement, at that situation it will give some of the output. Right? So see, this is one of the pressure type of sensor where we are applying the pressure to the top membrane. म्हणजे त्याच्या membrane ला किंवा त्याच्या edge ला आपण काय केलं, pressure apply केलं. At that situation, distance between, आता याच्यामध्ये एक conductive strip असेल, एक non conductive strip असते. Okay, so at that situation, this distance between the strip, one conductive and non-conductive strip, it will be changes. This change in distance, which is measured by displacement sensor, म्हणजे initial position काय होती त्याची prior position, इथे displacement sensor जर यूज केला त्याची prior position काय, हे जे dotted line आहे, बरोबर. ज्यावेळेस pressure apply झालेले, at that situation त्याची position काय झाली, चेंज झाली. म्हणजे इनिशियल पोझिशन पासून सपोज इथून पर्यंत डिस्टन्स जर 1 मीटर असेल, त्याची पोझिशन चेंज झाली, डिस्टन्स काय होईल, रिड्यूस होईल. इफ देयर इज अ चेंज इन डिस्प्लेसमेंट, देन इट विल बी गिव्स आउटपुट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक सिग्नल. ओके, सो दिस इज pressure type of sensor. Similarly, here is also again the capacitors meter is used. If these two strips are capacitive type of strip, again if pressure it can be applied to any one of the side, at that situation there is a change in distance. Okay, or in case of capacitors meter, there is a change in capacitance. That's a capacitance काय will change will distance change. What is the formula for capacitance? C is equals to C is equals to काय असतो C चा फॉर्म्युला कॅपॅसिटन्सचा, काय Q upon I. So capacitor in the form of area and distance, or it may be distance between two plate and cross sectional area. इसे फॉर्म में जाए C is equals to कैसे C is equals to epsilon A divided by D, right? C is equals to epsilon A divided by D. That means capacitance of the plate, it is directly proportional to cross sectional area of that plate, and it is inversely proportional to distance between that plate. So if the distance changes, the capacitance of that capacitive type of sensor it will be changes. So this capacitance type of sensor it will be sensed by it will be shown by this capacitance meter, and it is converted into an output electric signal. Okay, so this is capacitive type of sensor. We will see one by one. See, this is one of the important point. While designing or selecting sensor for detecting position, for detecting displacement, or it may be some level type of sensor are different for detecting position and displacement. First, we are having an or we want to answer some of the following question that how big is the displacement and what type of displacement is there. Okay, so these are the some of the question while designing or while selecting sensor. आपण सेन्सर ज्यावेळेस सिलेक्ट करतो त्यावेळेस हे क्वेश्चन आपल्याला माहित पाहिजे याच्यामधला हाऊ बिग इज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट दॅट मीन्स डिस्प्लेसमेंट किती आहे वेदर म्हणजे त्याची रेंज काय ब्रॉड रेंज ऑफ डिस्प्लेसमेंट and what type of displacement, whether this displacement is linear, whether this displacement is rotary or it may be circular. म्हणजे ते displacement जे आहे ते linear आहे एका linear type मध्ये आहे की circular आहे. Okay, so first of all you should know whether this displacement is linear or it may be circular, what resolution and accuracy can be required. Okay, where we are using these types of position and displacement sensor. How much resolution and accuracy we require, okay, depending upon application dependent असेल. So if critical situation is there, that means if we are using such types of displacement or position sensor in the critical situation or critical point, okay, so there should be accuracy, maybe greater accuracy is required. Accuracy काय पाहिजे आपल्याला greater पाहिजे within minimum time. That means within a fraction of second it will give the output. So that accuracy and resolution, what is the accuracy and resolution it can be required. What is the measured or moving object made from either it may be metal, plastic, fluid or ferromagnetic material. Okay, जो ऑब्जेक्ट आपण मेजर करणार आहे किंवा त्याची मूवमेंट आपल्याला मेजर करायचे, whether this object it is metal, whether this object it is the plastic object or it may be fluid or liquid type of object or it may be it is the ferromagnetic type of material, right? So again it is depends upon material. म्हणजे जो ऑब्जेक्ट it is depends upon application जिथे आपल्याला यूज करायचं आहे. आपला स्टिम्युलस काय आहे म्हणजे काय सेन्स करायचं आहे, प्लास्टिक ऑब्जेक्ट आहे, फायबर ऑब्जेक्ट आहे की मेटल ऑब्जेक्ट आहे की फ्लुइड आहे. So depends upon plastic, fluid or ferromagnetic. Then how much space is available for mounting the detector. Okay, so again to mount that type of detector, how much space is available in that system, because the displacement type of sensor and position type of sensor, it is the one part of complex system. Complex system चा काय आहे part आहे. So how much space it is required for mounting and for mounting that type of detector or maybe sensor. What are the environmental condition? Environmental condition काय असते, whether environment it is humid environment, whether maximum temperature or what is the range of temperature, source of interference, vibration, and whether there is a corrosive material. So this question it should be also analyzed by selecting or designing such types of sensor, because some sensor due to humid environment or it may be due to temperature, their accuracy it should be loses. The sensor ची accuracy काय होऊ शकते, lose होऊ शकते. Again due to vibration, if there are in that industry big machine is there and its vibration is more, so this vibration is also effect on that type of sensor. Okay, so while designing or while selecting such types of sensor you should know answer of such question. Then how much power is available for the sensor. Okay, so how much power, whether 5 volt power it is available, whether 12 volt is available or maybe 48 volt is available. So depends upon power availability. How much mechanical wear can be expected over the lifetime of the device. Okay, so mechanical wear and tear, how much wear and tear जे जिथे यूज केलेले तिथे काय मूवमेंट अनदर इक्विपमेंट ची मूवमेंट आहे का, त्याची wear and tear काय होते का त्याच्यावरची फ्रिक्शन. So mechanical wear and tear it has been expected over the whole lifetime of that sensor. Then what is the production quantity of the sensing assembly. Production quantity, that means such types of sensor is used for only one application or it may be number of applications. Depends upon that we are producing such type of sensor. like it is in limited number मध्ये आहे, then medium volume or it may be huge production or it may be mass production. And then what is the target cost of the detecting assembly? Last one question it should be arise. What is the target cost of the detecting assembly? म्हणजे जे डिटेक्ट करायचं आहे आपल्याला, तर आपला सेन्सर 1000 रुपयाचा असेल तर आपल्याला डिटेक्ट करायची वस्तू 10 रुपयाची असेल. What is the target cost of the detecting assembly? Detecting assembly ची target cost काय असेल? So this question it should be answered prior selecting to the top sensor or it may be by designing such types of position and displacement type of sensor. Okay, so see there are different types of sensor. There are different types of sensor. In that first one, potentiometric type of sensor. What is the potentiometric type? What is the potentiometer? Variable resistance, right? What is potentiometer? Potentiometer. Potentiometer. Potentiometric type of sensor. Potentiometer is nothing but it is variable resistance. So again, do you know that equation of resistance? काय resistance equation? R is equals to rho L divided by A. That means resistance of that type of sensor, it is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to cross sectional area. Again, our position and displacement type of sensor, it will detect the length or distance. ते काय करते? Distance किंवा distance or length काय करते? Detect करते. So depends upon that. If the length detected is less, then what about resistance? It will also changes. Okay, if length changes or distance changes, that means resistance of that potentiometric type of sensor it will be changes. And if the resistance of that potentiometric type of sensor it will be changes, potentiometric type of sensor it will be changes. Accordingly, its output it is in the form of voltage drop. It will also change. Resistance change झाला. Output that is IR type, then voltage drop. Resistance change झाला की त्याचा voltage drop काय will change. So voltage drop is nothing but electric output obtained from such type of sensor. So see, there are some of the example it can be given. Potentiometric type of sensor, a presence or displacement transducer, it may be built up with linear or rotary type of potentiometer or it may be formed. तो linear type of potentiometer असेल, आपण जो काही रिओस्टॅट यूज करतोय प्रॅक्टिकलला, तो linear type of potentiometer, बरोबर ना? आपण जो प्रॅक्टिकलला यूज करतो तो linear type of potentiometer or rheostat and rotary type of कुठे यूज करतो rotary type of इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मध्ये काय आहे ना पोटेन्शियोमीटर यूज करतो ना फॅन साठी यूज करतोय आपण तो रोटरी टाइपचा बरोबर सो आयदर इट मे बी linear type of presence or displacement transducer, that means position type of transducer or it may be displacement type of transducer. It may be built up with linear or rotary type of potentiometer. So linear type of potentiometer ni build up केला जाईल किंवा rotary type of potentiometer ni build up केला. So the operating principle of this sensor is based on the equation for wire resistance. याचं जे का ऑपरेशन आहे potentiometric type of sensor. This operating principle it depends upon equation of wire resistance. So here I have written equation of wire resistance R is equals to rho L divided by A. That means resistance it is linearly related to the wire length. बरोबर ना? R is equals to rho L divided by A. That means resistance of that wire it should be directly proportional to the length. So resistance linearly related to the wire length. Thus, by making an object to control the length of wire, तो काय object आहे, it is used to control the length of wire. The wire ची length control करण्यासाठी use केला जाईल, and it is done in the pot. A displacement measurement can be performed. Okay, displacement measurement it can be performed, and since the resistance measurement require passage of electric current, resistance measurement it will require the passage of current through the pot wire. That means it is an active type of sensor. To enable its operation, we require some of the excitation source, and the potentiometric transducer it is an active type. Active type of transducer or active type of sensor it is nothing but to enable its operation, we require some of the external energy or external source. A moving object is mechanically coupled to the pot wiper. जो काय variable resistance चा knob आहे. Okay, so for that knob the object it is mechanically coupled. बरोबर, object काय केला जाईल, resistance चा variable pot किंवा wiper जो आहे variable terminal त्याला कनेक्ट केला असेल mechanically, and whose movement causes the resistance change. त्याची movement झाली की resistance काय होईल, change. Suppose see here in this one of the application it can be shown. This is used to measure the tank level or water tank. Generally filter मध्ये असते बघा हे, बघितलं असेल maybe तुम्ही. So here it is one of the ball. If the water level increases, this object it is fitted to that of variable pot or variable position of the potentiometer transducer. हा potentiometer आहे म्हणजे variable resistor आहे. हा linear type दाखवलेला आहे. बरोबर, linear type आहे. याचा जो काय variable point असेल, for that variable point this object it can be directly mechanically connected. Object काय केलं याला mechanically connected. बरोबर. Now if the water level increases, याची जर water level काय झाली, increase झाली, at that situation this will move in the upward direction. If it is move in the upward direction, at that situation हा variable pot जो आहे it will also vary. तो काही somewhat position ला येईल, that means here is a length of that variable resistance it will be changes. Variable resistance ची काय होईल, length change, and this is the active type. We are connecting some of the external voltage source. If the length changes, त्याची length change झाली म्हणजे resistance change झाला, it will be variable resistance. So if there is a variable resistance and some current flowing from that resistance, so that there is a potential drop across this also changes. There's across a potential drop by will change. Okay, so this is some potential type of potentiometric type of sensor. That means we are using rheostat, either linear type of rheostat or it may be rotary type of rheostat. And here all of you keep in mind the object where we are using इथे काय होतं, याची लेवल डिटेक्ट करतोय आपण. Once level reach to the maximum value or it may be high, at that situation resistance काय होईल याचा change will either it may be 0 or maximum. याची काय पोझिशन असेल त्याच्यावरती डिपेंड राहील. At that situation it will give some of the voltage. जे व्होल्टेज नी जर रेजिस्टन्स ची मॅक्सिमम पोझिशन असेल हे शिफ्ट झालं वरती, at that situation resistance reaches to maximum position. मॅक्सिमम पोझिशनला रीच झालं, याचा आयआर ड्रॉप जो काय असेल इट विल आल्सो रीचेस टू मॅक्सिमम पोझिशन. I into R किंवा व्होल्टेज drop obtained from that sensor it will be reaches to the maximum position or critical point. Critical point ला काय होईल, reach will. If it is reaches to the critical point, some of the controlling mechanism is used. Like controlling mechanism used केलेला असेल. Due to that controlling mechanism where some wall is there, जो काही पाणी आहे टँक मध्ये येणारा wall आहे, this wall it is closed, right? तो काय केलं जाईल, close केलं. So that means it is a potentiometric type of sensor. Potentiometric type of sensor where the working principle or operating principle of that type of sensor it depends upon resistance equation, and R is equals to rho L divided by A. And if the length changes, its resistance changes, and if the resistance of that potentiometer it will be changes, then voltage obtained from that transducer or it may be sensor it will be changed. electrical output will change. So this is potentiometric type of sensor. To enable its operation, एक external voltage source पाहिजे याचा ऑपरेशन enable करण्यासाठी आणि जो काही त्याचा व्हेरिएबल पॉइंट किंवा वायपर असेल जो व्हेरी करणारा पॉइंट आहे त्याला डायरेक्टली ऑब्जेक्ट काय केलेला आपण mechanically connect, right? So this is potentiometric type of displacement sensor or position sensor. काय करतो तर पोझिशन पण डिटेक्ट करतो मॅक्सिमम पोझिशन असेल किंवा त्याची जी काही डिस्प्लेसमेंट होत असेल whether it is upward direction or it be downward direction, it is sensed or it is converted into, see, this displacement can be converted into length of wire, and length of wire it is converted into resistance, change in resistance, and change in resistance it can be converted into change in voltage, right? So that means it is related to directly this distance, so it is nothing but potentiometric type of sensor which is used for measurement of displacement or position. See equation of that. In many practical circuits, resistance measurement is replaced by a measurement of voltage drop. जे काही resistance measure होतोय किंवा change होतोय त्याचे कन्वर्जन change in voltage drop मध्ये होईल voltage across the wiper. So here voltage equation is given according to this resistance equation. Voltage across the wiper of the linear cord is proportional to the displacement D, where P is equals to V0 initial voltage or initial position, because of we are providing one of the external source. External source initial voltage V0 D divided by 2, where D is nothing but distance or change in length. Length का change will, and this capital D is nothing but full scale displacement, which is maximum displacement is full scale displacement. Here D is the full scale displacement and V0 is the excitation voltage of the initial position ला जे काय excitation voltage असेल आपण active type of sensor म्हणतो, so that we require an excitation signal, so that initial voltage across the cord it is required V0. The concept of another implementation of potentiometric position sensor with the continuous resolution is shown in the figure. The sensor consists of two strips. Another type of sensor is given. The upper strip is made up of flexible plastic sheet having a metallized surface. There is one figure we will see. And this is the contact or wiper type of strip. Okay. See here. Potentiometric type of sensor, that means this type of sensor it is similar to that of your which experiment. Which experiments are like what experiment? Piezo. See. See here. Here there are two strips is there. One strip it is flexible strip. एक strip क्या है? Flexible strip है. One strip it is made up of a resistive layer. एक strip क्या है? The resistive layer ना made किया है. Now see, एक दोनों conductive strip है. These are the conductive strip. These are the also conductive strip, but having and some of the resistance. Resistive layer. Resistive layer is there. Now to enable its operation, we are providing some of the voltage. Its operation enable करण्यासाठी आपण काहीतरी काय करतोय? Voltage provide. Now see here. Suppose this strip it is a flexible strip. This strip क्या है? Flexible. If we are applying some of the pressure apply करतोय किंवा एखाद्या application साठी use करतोय, the pressure by using the fingertip we are applying here. At that situation, this conductive strip and this resistive strip here it is attached. So finally this strip technical attached झाली. Circuit, instead of closing circuit here, circuit it will be closed from here. Circuit close झालं. So at that situation, the length is measured. Reference point पासून किंवा initial point पासून length काय झाली तिथपर्यंत measure झाली, and at that situation the resistance of that wire इथून इथपर्यंतचा जो काय असेल resistance तो measure. Okay, again resistance is measured, length is measured, that means length reduces. What is the resistance of that coil? The coil's resistance काय असेल? Because of the excitation, what is the voltage drop across this? That means there is a change in voltage. So such types of sensor is also such types of another arrangement to measure the position or it may be displacement. जरा displacement काय केली measure केली. बघा आताचं किट सोडून मेजरमेंट चे प्रॅक्टिकल केले तुम्ही बोलता का पुढे दिवस आताचं जे काय विस्टोन स्प्रिंगचं प्रॅक्टिकल आहे किट वरती आहे ना ते गॅल्व्हॅनोमीटर कनेक्ट करून आपण एक पॉइंट स्ट्रिप वरती रेजिस्टन्स वायर रेजिस्टन्स मेजर करत होतो. लेंथ वरती जिथं गॅल्व्हॅनोमीटर करंट 0 दाखवेल कोणतं प्रॅक्टिकल होतं ते राइट केल्विन डबल ब्रिजचं प्रॅक्टिकल आहे बरोबर. केल्विन डबल ब्रिज सिमिलर टू दॅट त्याच्यासारखं सेम आहे आपण फिंगर ट्रिप यूज करतोय म्हणजे सर्किट कुठे क्लोज होतंय because this is the conductive part, this is also conductive part but it is having at some of the resistor. If some pressure it is applied at any flexible part, ज्या flexible part मध्ये हा flexible part आहे इथं pressure apply केलं तर इथं close होईल. It will measure the length. Again it will measure the length, that means what is the resistance between them. Similarly इथं close झालं it will measure the length and resistance, that means it is displacement or it may be position type of sensor. See, the upper conductive strip or wiper and the bottom resistive strip are connected into an electric circuit. एका electric circuit मध्ये ते दोन connect केले. When a pusher, for example, fingertip, when a pressure or it may be जे काय आपण push करणार आहे, here we are using fingertip. is pressed against the upper strip or flexible strip ला आपण काय केलं pressure apply केलं किंवा finger ना pressure apply. Okay, so at that situation that contact strip it will be flexed. ती काय flexible आहे ती flex बरोबर and touching to the bottom strip. ती काय होते bottom strip ला touch होईल. Bottom strip it is made up of resistive wire or resistive wire and the making an electric contact at the pressure point. ते काय करेल जिथं प्रेशर दिलेला आहे जिथं टच झालेलं आहे तिथे इलेक्ट्रिक कॉन्टॅक्ट बरोबर म्हणजे इथं काय झालं शॉर्ट सर्किट झालं तिथून इकडला म्हणजे हे जे काय क्लोज सर्किट होण्यापेक्षा डायरेक्टली सर्किट क्लोज झालं. ॲट दॅट सिच्युएशन दॅट इज द कॉन्टॅक्ट स्ट्रिप वर्क ॲज अ वायपर. जी काही कॉन्टॅक्ट स्ट्रिप आहे प्रीवियस वायपर जो होता रेजिस्टन्सचा इथं कॉन्टॅक्ट स्ट्रिप जी आहे इट विल बी वर्क ॲज अ वायपर. जर प्रेशर ऍप्लिकेशन साठी यूज करत असेल and the contact between two strips changes the output voltage. दोन strip मधला contact because of changing resistance, changing length, the voltage drop across that it will be changes. Okay, voltage drop काय होईल resistance change झाला automatically voltage drop changes. So there is a change in output voltage from E to ERS divided by R0 and which is proportional to the distance x from the left side of the sensor. So and it is depends upon this distance or it may be length of that resistive wire. The displacement किंवा या resistive wire ची length याच्यावरती काय आहे proportional आहे. म्हणजे length किती आहे कुठं टच झालेलं आहे या length वरून त्याचा resistance depend राहील because R is directly proportional to L, right? R is directly proportional to L and again V is equals to I into R, that means voltage is also changes. So thus output voltage of that type of sensor it usually changes and this is the another type of arrangement. जसं वायपर ची मगाशी आपण दाखवली त्याच्यासारखीच arrangement आहे. Here this conductive strip it will be act as a wiper. इथं जो काय वायपर चेंज होतोय because it is mechanically coupled to the object ला mechanically coupled आहे तो वायपर मूव होतोय म्हणजे रेजिस्टन्स चेंज होतोय म्हणजे लेंथ चेंज बरोबर ना लेंथ चेंजेस its resistance changes its voltage drop across or output voltage changes. So this is potentiometric type of sensor. Okay. अजून एक लेक्चर आहे ना अजून एक अर्धा तास it is very interesting. Sensor types of position displacement type of sensors हमको मी फक्त एक्झाम्पल सांगतो तुम्ही याचं वर्किंग piezoresistive type of sensor. Can anyone tell me what is the piezoelectric effect? काय असतं piezoelectric effect? त्याच्यावर कसं वर्किंग आहे piezoresistive type of sensor. Last bench बस झाला का? Piezoresistive type of sensor. What is the piezoelectric effect? What is the piezoelectric effect? If pressure apply केलं म्हणजे if we are applying pressure or any force, what will happen? काय होतं? Electricity generate होते directly. कुठलं मटेरियल यूज करतो? piezoelectric effect वर्किंग प्रिन्सिपल त्याच्यावरती त्याचं वर्किंग प्रिन्सिपल आहे मी फक्त एक्झाम्पल बघतो बरं जे एक एक्झाम्पल दिले ते लगेच समजतं piezoelectric effect थोडा वेळ दिला असता वरचं सेंटेन्स वाचलं असतं तरी लक्षात आलं असतं if there are pressure or force it can be applied there is a material deformation it will be occur and due to material deformation there is a charge separation it will be occur charge separate होता then that charge is nothing but positive and negative is nothing but electrical energy generation बरोबर ना डायग्राम दाखवली होती डायग्राम होती फोर्स अप्लाई केला होता एग्जाम्पल क्वेश्चन होता चार्ज सेपरेशन होता पॉझिटिव्ह निगेटिव्ह एका पॉइंटला पॉझिटिव्ह एका पॉइंटला निगेटिव्ह मटेरियल काय होतो डिफॉर्मेशन कोणतं मटेरियल यूज करतो आपण Which one? Silicon. Okay, quartz crystal, crystalline material. बरोबर ना? Quartz crystal. So see here. See the piezoresistive effect is the change of material electrical resistance in the response to the stress or material deformation. If we are applying some of the stress or force, then there is a material deformation will be occur, and that material deformation is nothing but there is a charge separation will be occur, and electrical energy it will be generated, right? Or its resistance it will be changes. As a resistance काय होते change होते because of material deformation. Because of material deformation. That means it depends upon stress or strain. Okay. Stress म्हणजे आपण force देणार आहे, pressure देणार आहे, त्याच्यावरती किती ताण देतोय त्याच्यावरती डिपेंड आहे. So a stress or strain sensitive resistor can be incorporated into the mechanical structure, and that is deformed, and the resistance change and amount of strain is calculated and related to the deformation. Okay, see, because of that stress or strain, we are using that stress strain resistor. एक stress आणि strain असणारा resistor आपण काय करतोय त्या सिस्टीम मध्ये इनकॉर्पोरेट करतो. बरोबर, फिगर मध्ये दाखवतो मी नंतर. इनकॉर्पोरेटेड इनटू द मेकॅनिकल स्ट्रक्चर, and that material it gets deformed. त्याचं डिफॉर्मेशन होईल. डिफॉर्मेशन इज नथिंग बट इट्स ज्योमेट्री विल बी चेंजेस. बरोबर, त्याची ज्योमेट्री काय होते चेंज होते, आयदर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ प्लेन, आयदर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया, और इट मे बी डिस्टन्स. अशाच्या फॉर्म मध्ये चेंज होईल. इट इज नथिंग बट डिफॉर्मेशन. ओके, so and the resistance changes, which is an amount of stress, and it is this stress it is calculated to the, or it is depends upon deformation. किती डिफॉर्मेशन होते. आता डिफॉर्मेशन कशावरती डिपेंड आहे, किती स्ट्रेस अप्लाय करताय, म्हणजे फोर्स किती अप्लाय करताय त्याच्यावरती डिफॉर्मेशन होणार आहे, आणि त्या डिफॉर्मेशन वरती किंवा स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेन वरती चेंज इन रेजिस्टन्स काय आहे डिपेंड्स आहे. लास्ट वन बेंच, त्याच्या पुढे काय त्याचं नाव स्टार्टर यू व्हाईट शर्ट, सेकंड लास्ट. काय चाललंय सगळ्यांना सांगा, म्हणजे आम्ही तुमच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये चर्चेमध्ये सहभागी होऊ. काहीच नाही मग काय दोन गोष्टी काहीच नाही. Okay, see, there is a deformation it will be occur, and the sensitivity of that piezoresistive element, example घेतो मी, element sensitivity of that piezoresistive element, it is quantified as a gauge factor, and gauge factor is defined as G is equals to delta divided by R divided by epsilon. So change in resistance divided by total resistance and epsilon. म्हणजे जे मीडियम यूज करताय त्याची परमिटिविटी किंवा परमिएबिलिटी, epsilon, the medium ची परमिटिविटी किंवा परमिएबिलिटी. So it is quantified by using gauge factor, and this gauge factor is defined as G is equals to delta R divided by R divided by epsilon. Okay, change in resistance, किती रेजिस्टन्स चेंज होतोय म्हणजे किती डिफॉर्मेशन झाल्यानंतर रेजिस्टन्स चेंज होतो. ओके, सी, see here what I have told already, that material or strain stress sensitive resistor it can be incorporated in that mechanical structure. म्हणजे जो स्ट्रेन किंवा स्ट्रेस सेन्स करणारा रेजिस्टन्स आहे, it is connected or it is incorporated in that mechanical system. त्या मेकॅनिकल सिस्टम मध्ये किंवा मेकॅनिकल स्ट्रक्चर मध्ये तो काय केलेला आहे, इनकॉर्पोरेट केलेला. See here it is Rx1 and Rx2. These are the two stress strain resistor. It can be incorporated into that mechanical structure. त्या mechanical structure मध्ये काय केलेले आहे, incorporate, right? So these are the two beams are there. See here to illustrate how the sensor convert displacement. Sensor कसं displacement से electrical output मध्ये convert करतो. It will be shown in this figure. And plate that is supported by the several silicon beams. So जसे काय दोन आहे, these are the silicon beams are there, and here is one of the plates are used. Okay. Initially, see here. Initially, this plate is at this position. Plate upper position ला असेल. When we are applying the force, ज्यावेळेस आपण फोर्स अप्लाय करू किंवा स्ट्रेस अप्लाय करू, प्रेशर अप्लाय केलं किंवा फोर्स अप्लाय केलं, at that situation this plate it will be moving in the downward direction. बरोबर? ही प्लेट काय होईल, डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन ना मूव. आणि हे जे काय दोन बीम यूज केले, हे बीमचं स्ट्रक्चर जे आहे मेकॅनिकल, देयर इज सम डिफॉर्मेशन ऑफ मेकॅनिकल स्ट्रक्चर इट विल बी ऑफ. लक्षात येते का तुमच्या? हे बीम आहे, बेंडिंग बीम आहे, त्याच्यामधून आपल्याला प्लेट पास करायचे, फोर्स अप्लाय करतोय. at that situation this mechanical beam structure or deformation it will be occur. At that situation the stress strain sensitive resistor which are incorporated in that mechanical structure, there is a deformation of Rx1 and Rx2 are occur. Rx1 आणि Rx2 मध्ये काय होईल, deformation occur will. That means the length of resistance Rx1 it is increases. बरोबर? हा बीम मधून ज्यावेळेस ही प्लेट पास होते, at that situation याची लेंथ काय होईल, elongate होईल ना. Length of that Rx1 it will be increases, and at the same time length of Rx2 it is Rx2 get compressed. लक्षात येते का तुमच्या? हे जर इथं असतील आहेत का? हे दोन बीम आहेत, बरोबर? These are the two beams. याच्यामधून प्लेट काय करायचे, मला पास करायचे, बरोबर? ही प्लेट ज्यावेळेस मी पास करतोय त्यावेळेस या दोन बीमचं बेंडिंग होईल, बीम काय होतील, बेंड होतील, बरोबर? होतील का नाही? फ्लेक्सिबल बीम आहे, बेंड होतील का? At that situation जो काय रेजिस्टन्स किंवा स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेन सेन्सिटिव्ह रेजिस्टर which are incorporated and in that beam there is a deformation of that resistance or change of that resistance it will be occur. म्हणजे जो upper side चा Rx1 आहे, its length it will be increases, that means it is elongated, and Rx2 it's get compressed, so I will compress. Okay, that means if this plate it is shifted from this beam by some of the distance or it will travel some of the distance, at that situation the resistance of which are incorporated or stress strain resistance which are incorporated in that mechanical structure, its value it will be changes. Okay, बघा piezo resistivity का म्हणतोय, what is the piezo resistive or piezoelectric principle? If force apply there is a deformation it will be occur, and due to that deformation there is a charge production or it may be electricity production, or the resistance which are incorporated in that structure it will be changes. त्याचा रेजिस्टन्स काय होतोय, चेंजेस. त्याला पीझो रेजिस्टिव्ह का म्हणायचं? आपण फोर्स अप्लाय करतोय, बरोबर? प्लेट पास करतोय, while passing the plate at that situation there is a beam which are used get deformed, and due to deformation in that beam the resistance which are incorporated in that structure it will be changes. Resistance काय होतोय, change. Okay, and that resistance it is again connected, as a change on resistance है, it is connected to bridge and it will be converted into an output electricity. परत amplifier use करून लो लेवल सिग्नलचं कन्वर्जन हाय लेवल सिग्नल मध्ये करून एम्प्लिफायर यूज करून त्याचा आउटपुट मध्ये इट इज इन द फॉर्म ऑफ V out or it may be voltage. Voltage outputच्या फॉर्म मध्ये काय केलं जाईल कन्वर्ट केलं जाईल. ओके सो दिस इज piezo resistive type of sensor. See, one of the beam has a two strain sensitive resistor. बघा सेम आहे. एका बीमला दोन स्ट्रेन सेन्सिटिव्ह रेजिस्टर काय केलेले आहेत यूज केलेले आहेत RX1 and RX2 which are embedded into the upper and lower side respectively. RX1 आणि RX2 दोन्ही embedded केलेले आहेत किंवा incorporate केलेले आहेत एका बीमच्या मेकॅनिकल स्ट्रक्चर मध्ये and external force pushes the plate downward by distance d. आपण जो काय external force यूज करतोय this force it will be push that plate in the downward direction having at some distance d. d distance ने काय करते ते displace करते. At that situation structure it will be changes, that means beam bends. The plate shift in the new position, force apply केल्यामुळे plate काय होईल नवीन पोझिशन ला शिफ्ट होईल having in some of the distance and bending the straining the supporting beam ला काय करते bend. Due to that which subsequently deform the embedded piezoresistor. बीम बेंड झाल्यामुळे जे काही रेजिस्टन्स कनेक्ट केले त्याच्यामध्ये ते काय होतील डिफॉर्म होतील और चेंज होतील बरोबर. सो दॅट डिफॉर्मेशन नोट दॅट व्हेन द प्लेट गोज डाउन द अपर रेजिस्टन्स RX1 इज स्ट्रेच म्हणजे इलॉंगेट. अपर रेजिस्टन्स RX1 काय होतं स्ट्रेच होतं. सो इट्स रेजिस्टन्स इंक्रीजेस बिकॉज ऑफ R इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू L. or R is equals to rho L divided by A, that means resistance is directly proportional to length. If length increases, resistance increases, while the lower resistance RX2 is compressed. RX2 काय होतं बेंड झाल्यामुळे बीमचा जो काय एम्बेडेड केलेला रेजिस्टन्स आहे तो कॉम्प्रेस होतोय. That means due to compression it will cause the resistance decrease. Compression झाल्यामुळे length decrease होईल आणि त्याचा रेजिस्टन्स काय होईल decrease होईल. And both resistors are connected to Wheatstone's bridge. परत ते पुढे ब्रिज ला कनेक्ट केले Wheatstone's bridge and that convert the resistance change to the voltage change. जो काही चेंज झालेला रेजिस्टन्स आहे Wheatstone's bridge it will be convert that change in resistance. बघा दोन RX1 आणि RX2 रेजिस्टन्स कनेक्टेड आहेत त्या मेकॅनिकल स्ट्रक्चर मध्ये आणि ब्रिज ला पुढे दोन रेजिस्टन्स कनेक्ट केले. That means it will form a Wheatstone's bridge. बरोबर ना. चार रेजिस्टन्स आहेत ब्रिज फॉर्म झाला RX1 RX2 आणि ब्रिज मध्ये पुढे दोन रेजिस्टन्स कनेक्ट केले इट विल फॉर्म अ Wheatstone bridge and it will detect that change in resistance and that change in resistance is converted into change in voltage. Change in voltage मध्ये काय होईल convert will representing the plate displacement and it will represent plate displacement. प्लेट ची डिस्प्लेसमेंट काय होईल रिप्रेझेंट म्हणजे प्लेट at the middle position ला आली त्याचा रेजिस्टन्स स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेन कमी जास्त असेल बरोबर. म्हणजे लेंथ ज्यावेळेस ती एंड पॉइंट ला असेल RX1 ची लेंथ काय होईल मॅक्सिमम होईल किंवा स्ट्रेच जाईल कॉम्प्रेस होईल RX2 बरोबर. RX2 it will get compressed and this change in resistance it is converted into a voltage that is change in voltage and it will detect or it will represent the displacement of that plate. त्या plate ची काय करते ते displacement measure, right? So this is piezoresistive type of sensor. This type of displacement sensor it is widely used in the micro electromechanical system MEMS system or micro machining system. Micro electromechanical system किंवा MEMS system micro electromechanical system or micro machining system मध्ये यूज केलं जाईल. So technology for fabricating force and pressure sensor, force and pressure type of sensor or accelerometer type of sensor, many other sensors that require displacement transducer for their operation. Okay. आणि बाकीचे जे काही सेन्सर आहे ज्या सेन्सरच्या ऑपरेशनला it will require a displacement type of transducer, that means displacement type of principle. That type of sensor it can be fabricated by using such types of piezoresistive type of sensor. Okay, so this is one type of अशाच आहे piezoresistive use करतो mode. Piezoresistive type of sensor है वो कैसे यूज करना है अपन displacement measurements, right? So these are the some of the types अजून एक राहिला हे तुम्ही करा कॅपॅसिटिव्ह चेंज इन कॅपॅसिटन्स तुम्ही करता ओके in 65 69 संतोष